All right. Palantir is a very evil corporation. They are a surveillance company. Palantir's inception is all over the Epstein files. Jeffrey Epstein was very involved with Peter Thiel and introducing this software to Israel, and Peter Thiel and his conversation with Jeffrey Epstein everywhere. The CEO of Palantir is Peter Thiel's the owner, but the CEO is this guy named Alex Karp. And this guy, every video I see of him, he's a true blue American psycho, and he always seems like he's completely coked up out of his mind. Listen to what he says here. This is insane. Play the clip.
Alex, as always, we have a lot of individual investors on the line. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end the call?
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am. Let's not talk to analysts about the burden of being right. Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world. And when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them. And we hope you're in favor of that. We hope you're enjoying being a partner. And we're really happy and very, very focused on what we're doing. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so that's the CEO. He's very interested in scaring people and killing them. This company and these tech oligarchs, you guys, they are the machine behind Trump. They don't care about him. They just know that he is a useful idiot, and they were able to ride into the White House and get these government contracts and get all of these regulations dropped. There's absolutely no oversight in any of this stuff. And these psychos, these total psychos, are really running the government behind the scenes. So his boss, Peter Thiel, who's all over the Epstein files, Peter Thiel is this weird immigrant to the United States, which y'all know I don't care about that. He's gay. Y'all know I don't care about that, which makes it interesting that he finds such solace in the MAGA sphere, in the MAGA world. Here is Peter Thiel talking about democracy. Play this clip.
I don't think we're ever in a cyclical world, but there are certainly certain parallels in the U.S. in the 2020s to Germany in the 1920s, where liberalism is exhausted. One suspects that democracy, whatever that means, is exhausted, and we have to ask some questions very far outside the Overton window.
Okay, so then here he is talking about Germany in the 1920s. So that would mean, what was the climate like right before Nazism, right before World War II? And we have a person who has analyzed this for us. Pop up this tweet. So Nick Reeves says the following: J.D. Vance's owner, Peter Thiel, says America is like Weimar Germany in the 1920s. Liberalism is exhausted. Democracy, whatever that is exhausted. So we have to start talking far outside the Overton window. This was precisely what the Nazis tried to sell to Germans, that Weimar was, quote, too liberal and needed, quote, strong leadership to save it from degeneracy. Thiel made these remarks at a talk to promote German philosopher Carl Schmitt, who was a Nazi, a racist, and a rabid anti-Semite who presented his theories as an ideological foundation of the Nazi dictatorship and a justification of the Führer state. And so it cannot be said enough how bad the people are around Trump, the people in his cabinet. His donors, you guys, are worse. These are evil psychopaths. And one of the biggest mistakes we've made in America is attributing intelligence to wealthy people, when really what we should attribute to them is mental illness. We should say, yeah, this guy's a real psychopath. He has no problem exploiting people. This guy will never be satiated. He has billions and billions of dollars, but it's not enough. Peter Thiel is a liar, a cheater, and an exploiter. He thinks democracy, quote, whatever that is, he doesn't want to have a democracy anymore, but he doesn't have the balls to put his name on the ballot and go run against somebody and get the will of the people behind him. He knows it's unpopular. So he colludes with Jeffrey Epstein and all these other pedophiles in the Epstein administration. And this is what this man thinks. This is Nazi ideology. These people know what they are doing, and they are very, very clear-eyed about it. So here's what will make you crazy. Put up this next headline. Palantir lands $10 billion Army software and data contract. Palantir paid zero federal income tax for fiscal year 2025, despite reporting 1.5 billion in income. Palantir doesn't pay taxes, and they receive your tax money. The guy who said they like to kill people at the beginning, occasionally kill people and scare people. And this guy right here, who his main inspiration for this whole move that he's doing, a guy who's knee deep in the Epstein files, his company is not paying taxes, and you're paying him. These billionaires are so exploitative, so greedy, so diabolical. You just simply, we are not hating these people enough. Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, both immigrants, both want to tear down American democracy. What made them billionaires? What made these two men billionaires? Hard-working American people that, quite frankly, like their democracy. But these two guys are too unlikable and like to cheat. They want to rig the algorithms. They want to rig elections, and they cannot put their name on a ballot and run because they would get annihilated by double digit. But you see Meta saying that they're going to give $65 million in the 2026 midterms. These psychotic billionaires that are putting all of this money into these elections that control Donald Trump have very horrible plans. And all I can say is these people are severely broken. I mean, severe psychopaths. These are not healthy, functioning people. But sadly, in America, because of our just capitalism on steroids environment, people think, well, if somebody's wealthy, they must be smart and they must be happy. And I think the case with the billionaires that we have in front of us, the ones that march to Mar-a-Lago or to the White House every chance they can get, have proven two things. Number one, they're neither smart nor are they happy. And lastly, when you have all of this going on, all of the Republicans that are bending the knee to these crazy psychopath immigrants like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, who are not paying taxes yet receiving taxes, and have this creepy, weird surveillance company that is getting all of your data that Jeffrey Epstein was very, very interested in spreading the Palantir brand across the world. Let's check in and see what the opposition party's doing regarding Palantir. Let's hear from Hakeem Jeffries.
You've taken about $25,000 in Palantir money. I'm wondering if you're going to commit to giving it back like the other four representatives.
I don't believe I'm taking Palantir money, but I'll take a look at it.
Take a look at it.
So this guy, the person who interviewed Hakeem there, he said, and I think the name of his handle is like Purge Palantir. It's alleged that Hakeem Jeffrey has taken $25,000 from Palantir. About a month ago, I did an episode where it showed Chuck Schumer at a lobbyist dinner, and the lobbyists lobbied for Palantir and other tech giants. So when you're like dying, living in America right now, and you're like, why is there not a bigger resistance? Why does it seem like Trump keeps getting away with this shit? It's not a crazy thought. The reason is Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer have the same donors as Donald Trump. You cannot be in opposition when you take money from the corporations, these diabolical corporations that exploit working class Americans. It's a clear conflict of interest. And I could wake up every morning, do an episode. Donald Trump did this unethical thing today. He did this immoral thing today. His team and his cabinet did all of these horrible things. And all of it would be true. And then I could wake up the next morning and do that every single day and report on all of the fuckery and the insanity that this man does. but we have to focus on who is collaborating with this administration. And it's devastating when you find out that our leaders, the Senate minority leader and the House minority leader, are bought and paid for by a lot of the same corporations. It's devastating, but at the same time, it unlocks something in the American psyche. And it makes us realize we cannot have a Democratic Party like this, period. We have to have an opposition party. We have to have politicians that advocate for everyday Americans, that advocate for democracy. And if Hakeem Jeffries has taken $25K from Palantir, that he said, would you give the money back? Hakeem should say, yes, if I have taken that, I'll give it back immediately. Fuck Palantir, fuck ICE. But he doesn't do it because they have him muzzled. And in the process, he and Chuck Schumer are fascist collaborators. And the sooner we realize this, the sooner we can focus on other politicians below them to keep pushing this progressive agenda, which, by the way, isn't even really that progressive. Taxing the rich is not a crazy idea. Abolishing ICE is not a crazy idea. Not separating families is not a crazy idea. Making companies like Palantir pay their fair share in taxes, be fully regulated, and I have some psychopath talking about killing people with taxpayer-funded money. So we have to keep an eye on so many things, but these oligarchs, they are going to be around a lot longer than Donald Trump. And they have gone all chips in on this man and all chips in on this regime. And that's why I think it's so important that we keep following all of their dirty deeds and keep exposing it. All right, that's all I have. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll be back later with more news.